Hi, and welcome to the final episode of my Chile road trip series. This video will be a wrap-up of our northern Chile portion and a wrap-up of a month I spent in Chile. We left off with me and Britt heading to the airport to fly back to Santiago, and boy, were we glad to be flying. We've said it probably like 7,000 times already how glad we are that we're flying back and not driving.
On our way up, we're like, thank God we're not driving back.
Yeah, I know that once we did the drive north, we're like, wow, I am so glad I don't have to drive this route back down because
it's rough. There's literally nothing around. It's not even, I hate to say it, but it's not pretty. Like, it's, like once you're up in the desert, it's beautiful, like some parts of it, but like the whole drive.
We thought we'd just be able to kind of explore and find things, and I was having trouble finding things to do in northern Chile online, and now I kind of know why, because I'm like,
so what we're doing is we decided instead of spending all that time driving, we're just flying into Santiago. We're going to get there in just like under 2 hours, and then
it was like $80 I think for with the checked-in bag and all that, and it's like less than 2 hours, so we're like, we're just going to drop the car off up here and fly down, and we're very glad. In case you're wondering, the airport in Antofagasta was very easy and fast. Quick car drop off, super fast to get checked in. Security took about 2 seconds. Our flight pulled out of the gate exactly on time. I did note that it was about 99% men at the airport, which was kind of weird, but overall we had a good experience flying out of there. Once we landed, we decided to go to the closest jumbo, which was across the river. It was a hot day, and the closer we got, the more gross it got. It also reeked like 7,000 buckets of pee the whole way around there.
We literally couldn't breathe.
We had our shirts over our noses. It was disgusting. We were almost to the store, but we couldn't stand it anymore, so we turned around and ended up walking around this cute area instead. Feels nice to smell not pee air, huh?
Literally, I was breathing like this. I was like,
yeah, I had my shirt over my nose.
Yeah, I had to cover my hair over my nose because it smelled so bad.
Brittany loves to do the makeshift scarf over her nose.
Yes.
Wow. Just like digging this little... Yeah, I know.
I just like
Brittany wants to eat there, but look how cute. I'm loving this. Loving this. We ended up walking 15,000 steps that day, and our reward was to try a baked good. Me and Brittany are, first of all, starved, and second of all, we passed by a bakery. Oh my, it's very hard.
She asked if we wanted it warmed up, and she was like, okay.
Yeah, we're like, no. It's called a quesadilla, but we feel like it's maybe sweet because it has like weird shiny stuff.
At first I was like, oh my gosh, is this like a cheese Danish?
Yeah. So the bakery stuff me and Brittany tried was like not that good. It was very bready.
I think we need to put it in the microwave. Is it sweet or savory?
It's savory, and it definitely needs to be heated
Okay,
up.
let's heat it up.
Well, this is in for the second one while we heat up the first one.
It's just called pretzel. It looks like a pudding pretzel in Germany.
Yeah.
I forgot. I have already had this stuff, and it was very flavorful.
How's this one?
I haven't tried it yet.
Okay, Alyssa says that this one is better. Does it need to be heated up?
I don't want this burnt stuff, though.
Oh, okay.
No, it doesn't need to be heated up.
This one we just heated up, so we'll see. Speaking of food, our Airbnb host told us that if we got food delivered, the delivery drivers were usually Venezuelan and they were not allowed in the complex. And when Brittany first flew in a couple of weeks prior, her cab driver pointed out an area and told her it was all Colombian and Venezuelan immigrants and wasn't a good area. So if anybody cares to educate me on the local sentiment toward Venezuelan immigrants, let me know in the comments below, please. The next day we went to Barrio Italia. I'd gone there with my friend earlier in the trip, but I wanted Britt to see it too. Barrio Italia is really cute and it's full of little eateries and shops, and it's just fun to putz around there. It was hot out, so we only explored for a few hours, but we got a delicious ice cream and gemstone keychains. Can you guess who got which keychain? We're in the Barrio Italia, and we're just like sitting
Slouched on a bench in this little
we're like
center.
feeling very lazy.
The road trip portion of our trip is very exhausting. Like it was not easy driving at all. Like,
yeah,
even when we were freeway driving, there was like construction where you had to come, you know, like 2-lane highways where you had to like keep leapfrogging with like semi trucks and stuff. So it's not like you can just like cruise, you know.
She's doing hand motions, but you can't see it.
Like,
we flew out the next day, but I wasn't ready to leave yet. I wrote that I felt like I was only gone for 1 day, not 1 month. I felt like there was still so much to explore, and I wrote that I was not ready to leave because I loved the people and the vibe there. Overall, I felt very comfortable in Chile and Argentina. It's easy to drive in, the people are wonderful, and there's a lot to see. My only 2 negatives were the food and having to throw toilet paper in the trash can, but those are nothing compared to all the positives. If I went back, I would totally do another Patagonia road trip and maybe try a different route this time just to see something new. And I'm also intrigued by the Lakes District. Going back up north would be questionable for me. It's not that there aren't worthwhile things to see and do in the north, it's just that nothing on our northern road trip went off without a hitch. There were stories I didn't share in this series about delays and complications and road closures and rerouting, and everything took way longer and was way more complicated than anticipated. And I know that kind of stuff happens when you're on a road trip, but I've been on a lot of road trips and this was an abnormal amount. And if you do decide to go to the north, I would definitely not recommend driving from Santiago. Just go ahead and fly up there and get your car up there. Just FYI, the flight home, I had turbulence almost the entire way, just like when I flew to Chile. I also bought a water bottle after I'd gone through security, and I had to dump it before I could board the plane. The gate agents told me it was a rule from the Atlanta airport that we could only fly with TSA-approved size liquids, aka the 3-ounce bottles. I've never had that happen on any other international flights back to the US, so I wonder if it was something specific to flying out of Chile or South America. But just be warned that if you try to buy water before you fly home, you might not be able to take it with you on the plane. So my first experience in South America was a success, I think. I learned a lot, but it also felt very similar to here in some ways. If you want a road trip, it's very doable. Yes, some of the dirt roads, you might need a certain level of confidence to drive them, but overall it's very easy to get around by car. And the very best thing about my trip was the people. Everyone was great. I hope you enjoyed this South-North road trip, and I hope it was helpful if you're planning your own adventure there. If you liked it, I'd appreciate a thumbs up. And if you want to see more road trips, then get ready for my next series. It's in Europe. It starts with a B. It's bordered by a C. And no, I'm not doing another Balkans road trip. This time we're doing the Baltics. So hit subscribe and notify so you know when that series starts up. See you next time.